March for Their Lives should be an armed event where people demonstrate they are proudly marching with their guns to show they are taking responsibility over protecting their lives. I wonder if CNN and major news outlets are being biased or are also showing pro-gun people's view on the situation. David Hogg is retarded, probably was told what to say in general. There's nothing pathetic about not passing gun control. The mental health system is overfunded and the people running it in many cases victimize innocent people so they can make money. David Hogg sickens me. Passing gun laws won't prevent kids being murdered. Their blood is not on the politicians' hands. If school wasn't mandatory and if everyone was allowed one free tax-free fertile acre of land to grow a food forest on and live on, and if all innocent people had guns on them in school, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Just because someone is a felon or mentally ill doesn't mean they shouldn't have a gun. Legalize drugs. Everyone or almost everyone is mentally ill according to DSM-5 and almost all psychiatrists. 1 in 4 are diagnosed face-to-face by a mental health worker. Like less than 1% are violent. They are more likely to be victims of a crime than commit one. Ben, if you went to a psychiatrist you probably would be labeled with a mental disorder. People should be allowed to name the shooter. I disagree with gun violence restraining orders. It shouldn't be allowed. It might not sound as horrible on paper but it's the type of thing that is used to victimize and disarm innocent people and it's unneeded. Some bad judges say that evidence equals anything anyone says including lies. All they have to do is lie about you and you could lose your gun rights. They could also say you're a danger to yourself or others based on something petty. They shouldn't be allowed to decide what qualifies as being a danger to yourself or others. They should not be labeled a significant danger to others if they did not commit a crime and did not commit abuse, theft, kidnap, touching people or their property against their will or endangering, like pointing a gun at someone. If they are safe enough to be free they should be safe enough to have a gun. Because they can probably get a gun illegally or weapon and commit violence. They should not have their gun rights taken away if they didn't commit a crime. Drugs should be legal. And just because they commit a crime doesn't mean they shouldn't necessarily ever be able to regain gun rights. Let people self-harm if they want. The criminal system is already in place that is good enough for locking dangerous criminals up. Inmates should be rehabbed and deemed safe enough before released and after released should have basic needs, a job they like, friends, good hobbies and good life goals including trying to make the world a better place. You don't need more legislation, so I disagree with adding more. It could be used to take away innocent people's rights even if the legislation is clear the judge might not care and just interpret it incorrectly and use to disarm political dissidents and the poor, just trying to chip away at good people owning guns. If anyone mentions gun violence I'm probably not on their side on the issue because I am against all wrongful violence. They are probably just trying to ban guns. The shooter could have been arrested if he continued shooting animals for target practice after he had been told to stop and why. The FBI should have sent someone to talk to him after he posted he was going to be a school shooter, trying to convince him not to and help him get better thing to do. Yes, society should take virtue more seriously. People should take more responsibility over their own safety, like get a gun, not just depend on the cops. Bernie Sanders should shut up about wanting to make it harder for people to get guns as long as he has armed security. It shouldn't be made harder for people to get guns in general. If a person didn't commit a crime then don't take their gun. If they are on a terrorist watch list go talk to them, try to convince them not to be a terrorist. It's more important to protect kids. Okay, so then how about give each kid a gun or at least an armed guard at school? Yeah, I would feel my Second Amendment rights were eroded if I couldn't buy an AR-15. March for Their Lives should be an armed